Hello and welcome back to Crosshatch Puzzles. We're here for another New York Times Daily Crossword Solve. Today is Monday, February 23rd, 2026, but I'm back solving yesterday's puzzle for Sunday, February 22nd. It is a collaboration between Jill Rafaloff and Michelle Sontarp, and the title is Books of the Bible, which I kind of hope is not what we literally mean, because that might be a little bit of a challenge for me. But we'll just have to try it and see. So let's see what Jill and Michelle have for us for this Sunday themed puzzle for February 22nd. Ease up. It might be something like relax. Let's check it down. Leader of the pack. Might be something like alpha. Oops. 2006 mockumentary about a Kazakh journalist. That was Borat. Ease up. Abate, then, maybe? High-speed travel option. Not sure which of those they mean. Turn up. Turn up. Does that mean to turn up like volume or to turn up like something appears? Not sure. Like some 401k contributions. Don't know that either. Freeze. Halt, maybe? To stop? Sodom and Gomorrah. Well, I don't know. Squealer's activity. Maybe tattling? H to Hera. Hera, presumably someone Greek. We want the letter eta, I think. To turn up. Is this to locate? I had thought that earlier, but I don't really understand it. Like some 401k contributions are these pre-tax to glorify, to exalt. This does look like it's going to be locate. Then what is this? High-speed travel option Acela? Is that the name of like a brand of high-speed train or something? I'm just not sure. Outpouring of Pandora's box. I thought this would be like evils or ills or something. Maybe glorifies something else? Bolo maybe this is to extol? Because a bolo is an example of a tie. Maybe this is ills. Hypotheticals are ifs. Well, that looks right so far. Besides might just be else. All else beside, or, like all other things, all things besides, all else, that kind of thing. Season ticket holders presumably are fans, though many are just corporations. Confidence, I should know what that is, but I can't see it. What may be right, but not left? A right angle, maybe? Can't have a left angle. To fix or affix is to rig, like an election. Pull to open. Pull to open. I don't really know what that clue means. So-called Hollywood of the South? Oh. Hollywood of the South. Actually don't know. There's another Samson and Delilah. A Tale of Two Cities. Maybe these are alternate book titles for these particular biblical tales. Noah's Ark, yeah, I'm not sure, but I'm starting to see what they're doing here. West Pointer, a cadet maybe? West Point is the site of a military academy. Setting for a landscape. Landscape painting. I would have wanted easel or something like that. If all goes perfectly. I want something like ideally or something. Thoroughly enjoyed with up, maybe 8 up. If all goes perfectly at best, maybe. Organization with the Nuggets and the Nets. Those are the NBA teams. Canvas, setting for a landscape. That makes sense. To screen is to vet, as in to verify, that kind of thing. Rubbish receptacle. An ash bin, maybe? Weasel with a black tipped tail is a stoat. Farmyard call could be a ba. Gullible sort could be a naive person. The 10 plagues. I don't know what they're after there. Part of TGIF abbreviated as FRI for Friday. Mathematician Paul. I don't see this right away. Part of a trunk. If we're talking about trunks like swimming shorts, then maybe the waist. Ere long, before long is anon or soon. First year law student informally. I don't know. Così fan tutte, the name of an opera by Mozart, literally translating to something like thus do they all, referring to women. Quite a sexist concept, but so it is. Shoe fly desserts. I don't even know, unless this is shoofly desserts. I actually have no idea what they're after here. New Yorkie say. A pup, like a puppy. Like a young Yorkshire Terrier, is that what they want? Calendar notation abbreviation. Do they just want September? Notation, calendar notation. Dilapidated, I don't know. Moonfish, I really don't know. Is that the Fogo? Or I have not a clue. Shoe fly desserts, maybe pies anyway, because one makes sense here. 1L or one something, I don't know what they call them, but it seems to make sense. Mathematician Paul, I still don't know. Unity, can't see it right away. Where the coxswain sits. Coxswain, I think is how it's pronounced. Coxswain, where the coxswain sits. I still don't know though. Is it like aft of the boat? I'm not totally sure. Like pickles, but not cucumbers. Acidic, maybe that would work with that. Unity, not sure. In a fury, blue material, maybe denim. Certain head jurors, foremen, the rest 4 women or 4 people, I guess. Ned Stark is the Game of Thrones patriarch. I only know that from hearing the name elsewhere. Print ready. I don't know. Ired in a fury? I mean, usually you see irate, not ired. I'm not sure if that's correct. Literary fairy queen. Fairy queen. Counterfeit. A counterfeit is an imitation, maybe. Death on the Nile, the 10 plagues. I think that works. Print ready could be edited. Unity could be cohesion. Hopeless from the start for short. Dead on arrival. Delegate. To assign, as in a task. Certain trig functions, maybe just signs. Baseball Hall of Famer Mel is Mel Ott. Janice blank at 17, singer not a clue. Sing-song syllable, maybe ta or ti. To whoop it up. Oh, I misspelled that. Should be to celebrate. So literally fairy queen is mab. I'm not sure what that's from. Tra, maybe tra-la-la. Ants on a log is a celery stick stack studded with raisins. So this is Janice Ian. Oh, right. Yeah, I remember that name. Casablanca roll, Ilsa, I think. Painter's medium could be oil. Common bridge bid, informally. 1 no trump? Or something like that. It's going to be 1 something. Like Constantinople in 1930. Like Constantinople in 1930. I don't know what happened to Constantinople. That's Istanbul. Oh, renamed to Istanbul. That right? Fair enough. Press. Do they mean the verb or the noun? Europa, Ganymede, or Callisto vis-a-vis Jupiter. Those are moons of Jupiter. Woman honored in John Lennon's Woman. That's Yoko Ono, probably. One making an impression. Kind of impression. Get the blank, finally become aware, get the memo. And making an impression, mimic? Question mark. Spore producing plant. Weed, probably. Letters on a crucifix. Oh. I'm not sure. Hyatt alternative. Omni, I think, is usually what they want there. What if this is mimic? Does that... This looks a little weird, but maybe not. Could be across two words there. Press, oh, could be to iron. All right. This also looks a little weird. Okay. Protein building acid, informally amino? No. The third, just I, like that. Treat again as a sprain to re-ice. Is that what you do with sprains? Actress Falco's Edie Falco. Where the wild things are? Yeah. Noah's Ark. Where the wild things are. Very good. Wielder of a red lightsaber, probably a Sith in the Star Wars universe. Big name in Bubbly's Moet. My eye. What? Is that a phrase that means something other than literally my eye? The Yankees' nickname until 2016. The Hood? I actually don't know. Diamond stats, maybe RBI's baseball thing. My eye, I bet, I think. Maybe my eye is like a sarcastic thing there. Oh, Yankees nickname, not of all the Yankees, but of a particular Yankee. Alex Rodriguez was called A-Rod. Dangerous liaison, Samson and Delilah. There we go. Whoops. So it is 1L. I was right about that. Okay. And Paul Erdos, I guess. Moonfish. Still don't know what that is. Still don't see that one. Dilapidated. Don't know. Pull to open. To draw, as in curtains. So-called Hollywood of the South. Confidence is faith. Atlanta, Hollywood of the South? I mean, Hollywood, I think, is further south than Atlanta, isn't it? But it looks right. Folk singer Arlo Guthrie. Non-clerical. Is it like a... No. I was going to say lay, but it might be. Oh, as in not of the clergy, as in a lay person. Okay. Dilapidated could be ratty. And I still don't see what this could... Oh, an appointment. Calendar notation, an appointment, which means this is an opa, a moonfish. I don't know what that is. Presumably a type of fish. Approaching. Nearby, maybe? Or near to. I think near to is going to be better. Interior style. Decor, is that all that is? Clammy. Damp, possibly. Ruckus is an ado. Scrumdiddlyumptious could just be with 3 M's. Here's Johnny announcer. Oh, Ed McMahon. Is that right? Measure against, to compare to. That would make this designated HMO doctor in brief a PCP. I have no idea what that is. To sully is to mar. Big name in movie theaters. Do we want... I don't know, actually. I don't know what that is. Surprisingly enough, no joke? No. Rush uncontrolledly. Jonah and the whale. Middle abbreviated. Took turns, rotated, literal turns, notate, or it could be figurative turns actually. Noted Art Deco designer. You know, I've come across this before and I just don't remember. Crew need, maybe an oar, a crew of rowers. What is this? Garden of Eden. Some of this does not look right. Tree branch or power line for a bird. Those are things they might perch upon. Ballet bend is a plie. Spanish she is ella. Kristen of Bridesmaids is Kristen Wiig. Slushy brand is probably icy. Get the better of is to what, lick? 1964's Nobel Peace Laureate is MLK, Martin Luther King Jr. Then what is this? The age of, it's a spore-producing plant, not a weed then. Age of innocence. One, no? Wouldn't think it would have been abbreviated that way. I think it still means the same thing, but abbreviated differently than I thought. This looks like the age of innocence. Innocence. Oops, hello. There we go. And so this is spore-producing plant. I don't know what that is then. Vintage film channel. Where boaters hang with bowlers. Hat, a hat rack, hat tree, or something like that. Hat closet. Those are both kinds of hats anyway. Is this TCM maybe? The heart of the matter, the meat of the matter? It's a little odd. I should know what these letters on the crucifix are, but I just can't think of them. Transport around. Cart around, maybe? Oops. This looks like it's going to be aloe. Ingredient in some gels. There it is. Castle in Hamlet is the castle's name is Elsinore. Word with rabbit or all. Rabbit ears or all ears. Lit. A fire, maybe if something is lit, it's a fire. Aurora's counterpart in Greek mythology, the goddess of the dawn, Eos. Pressure measure is pounds per square inch. Olympic blades, probably épées in fencing. It's verboten, a no-no. Verboten meaning forbidden. Title Woman in 1965. Beach Boys hit is this Rhonda, I think. No Man is an Island writer. Oh, who was that? Yeah, right. Ha! Probably. One bringing home the bacon, the earner of the family. This is Dawn, maybe? Follows. Heeds, as an advice. Was over, ended. Glides high as soars. Yeah, looks like Dawn, I think. Something of the Prince of Tides. Moses parting the Red Sea. That's funny. A fern produces spores. Okay, fine. Oh, INRI. That's right. I don't even remember what it stands for. I'll have to look that up, but that's all right. I think that's what it is. Subject for Van Gogh. He painted irises on an occasion. Most common name in Somalia. Last name in Somalia, probably Ali. It's a Muslim country. First year West Pointer. We have another West Point clue. But I don't know what the name for that would be. Brimless topper, a hat without a brim, maybe. But I'm not a beanie. That could be what we would call maybe a toque here. Domino dot is a pip on a domino. Enero a diciembre, from January to December. A 1 year is an año. Bars, legally. Something stops. Persian or Abyssinian. Persian or Abyssinian. Let's see if I can get this. The Great Escape, Jonah and the Whale, that would work. Persian or Abyssinian. Oh, those are both types of cats. S stops, bars, or E stops. Plebe would work, first year West Pointer. I don't know what E stops are. I'll have to look into what that is. Sponsored spots are ads. Where boaters hang with bowlers. Hat trees, I guess. Surprisingly enough, no. I don't know. Big name in movie theaters. Maybe Regal? No less. Yeah, it's something no less, surprisingly enough. Rush and what? Rush uncontrollably. I would have thought careen. The middle is the center, but this couldn't be anything other than hat trees. To career? Maybe it is career. Anyway, we'll find out. Oh, I'm still missing a letter somewhere. Am I? Where? Oh, up here. I guess this must be locate. Okay. I believe I didn't fill that in. Well, all my guesses seem to be correct. I have a bunch of things to look up, but we have our theme, books of the Bible, literally sort of unrelated book titles that could apply to various events or figures in the Bible. So our first one here at 24 across, the 10 plagues of the biblical story could be described by the title of the book, Death on the Nile, the 10 plagues arriving upon Egypt. The story of Sodom and Gomorrah, is a tale of two cities. The Dickens book could aptly describe that story from the Bible. The book Dangerous Liaisons, which I think was originally a French book, but translated into English and adapted into many film versions, could be an appropriate title for the story of Samson and Delilah from the Bible. The Maurice Sendak children's book, Where the Wild Things Are, could very appropriately describe the story of Noah's Ark. The Age of Innocence, I forget who wrote that, but could be an apt descriptor for the Genesis story, the Garden of Eden. The Prince of Tides could be a descriptor for Moses, where he parts the Red Sea. And finally, The Great Escape could be a title for the story of Jonah and the whale. So that's a pretty fun clue, and you don't need to know too much detail, I would say, about these biblical stories in order to be able to figure out what's going on with this theme. Other fun clues. We always these like this, but not that. Clues are always just force you to think a little bit laterally. In this case, we're looking for the I guess pH level or the taste of pickled items versus raw ones. There's a lot of these clues that could mean a number of different things. Turn up could be a couple of different meanings, but we want the one that to turn something up, as if you're looking for something and you turn it up, you locate it. Freeze could mean a number of different things, but in this case we want the sense of stopping. I have to figure out who Queen Mab is. I have maybe this is Gulliver's Travels, or I'm not exactly sure where Mab comes from. I'll have to look. I also don't know what shoe fly means. Maybe there's such a thing as shoe fly pie. I don't remember. What else? I didn't know that Atlanta was called the Hollywood of the South. It's a little bit weird. But I guess, what they mean by the South is the sort of southeast part of America, of the United States. So sure, I guess. Non-clerical is just a little bit misleading. We want to think of clerical not in terms of clerical work, but in terms of the clergy. What else? Crew need to think of a crew as in a rowing crew. This I've heard most often as careen, but I think career can mean this too as a verb. Brimless topper is pretty fun for a hat without a rim. This is a little bit. It's a couple of degrees away from what I would have thought, but in retrospect, it does make sense. This I still don't know what e-stops are. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. Actually, there wasn't a lot of real wordplay here. What may be right but not left is like the pickle and cucumber thing. I've not heard of this. I think this does mean one, no Trump, but I would have written it as NT. That threw me off a bit, but fine. One, making an impression. I mean, I guess is kind of wordplay, but it's for a Sunday. I'm surprised this has the question mark. Boaters and bowlers is I mean, again, just a little bit of lateral thinking, not really wordplay. Misleading for sure. I didn't know that ferns produced spores, but fine. Lit could mean a number of things, but in this case we want literally on fire. Yeah, really not a lot of actual wordplay, some misleading things and ambiguous parts of speech and so on. But anyway, a good puzzle for Sunday, February 22nd. Got through it in under 20, so pretty happy with that. And if you liked this solve, please give it a like. And if you want to know when I'm posting next, hit the subscribe button. You'll get those notifications. And for today, that's all. Thanks for joining me on Crosshatch Puzzles, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.